Hello, this is Elsem, and welcome to my play by email Vs Jochenheiden. Now we're going to be going over the orders and strategy for December 18th, 1941. Not a whole bunch is expected to go on this turn. We're still moving a bunch of stuff into position. We will be landing at Rabaul. We have a force on the way to Ley. We have a bunch of fast transport for the Amonte Islands. These guys are still loading up the supply because I don't want to leave a bunch of supply here. So they'll probably finish up, looks like this turn, and then they will start dropping off other forces here in like Asmata and Madang and stuff like that as well. We do have a force on the way to Shortlands, and we have one on the way for Talagi, so we can start pushing down into Guadalcanal and start taking the Solomon Islands as well. Meanwhile, we're over here reloading up some supply and getting our forces. We got about another turn. These guys got to come in and rearm. We're probably gonna have to send out a bombardment force for Monado because I really need to take this and move my zeros closer to cover an invasion of Anbon since we don't have carriers here. I have more supply on the way to Battle Bob, which is a good thing. Subs are doing the subs things over Java. The biggest thing is we took Singapore, so these guys are going to go into rest and refit because they took the brunt of the damage. 5th and 18th Div and 25th Army, and the rest of those guys are ready to head out. Meanwhile, we'll probably send the tank division up this way. We're going to keep trying to push and clean up Malaya. Our divisions are on the way to Saigon. That will be ready for the invasion of Java. Over here, Kiribatai, or Mini Kiribatai, has finished loading up or resizing everything. So they are ready to start heading south to start making the covering. So they've resized everything. They've upgraded the zeros. They've upgraded the K2s. They're ready to head out. So they'll head out as well. We'll probably send the invasion. We'll start loading up the invasion force for Palembang while they're on the way. And then we'll send those guys out while the other divisions for Java are on the way. So I can invade Palembang, cover them. And then when that invasion force gets done and taken care of, the other hopefully forces will be ready for Java, and we can start sending those guys out under cover of the Mini Kiribatai and France. Obviously, we took Hong Kong. We're still clearing out the mines. This task force is about 2 days out before we can load them up anyways, and then those guys will go reinforce the 48th Division in the Philippines. He is sending forces south here, which we're going to try to get in a pincer attack. We're going to try to surround them, not surround them, but just get them out in the clear terrain, bomb the hell out of them, and try to do as much damage as possible. I don't know how much AV he's sending here, but we've already got 1,281 here, plus another 421 coming in with tanks. Obviously, I got another division, but they got another day of unpacking, so that's going to take a little while. And we got a couple other divisions that are... They'll get into this hex next turn, so they're about 5 days out from being able to get it. So hopefully we can get these guys into Yang Yang behind whatever he sends around behind us. If they can do that, maybe we can get us around or do some real damage to these forces. Obviously, we're still going on our northern push to Cyan, and we're just moving some forces around in the south here. We're moving it to take these guys out and start the siege of Wenchao. It's going to be a long time before we take Wenchao, I think, or Kukong, and that we're just kind of... You just don't have the forces in the south that we need. I think we've bought out almost every tank unit except for 2. And then, yeah, so we got 2 more tank units, so about 4 or 5 more turns, and we'll have all the armored units that we can get purchased. After that, I'm not sure. I don't know if we'll be buying heavy artillery because we'll start going into a siege phase. We'll have to see how things progress here. But I would like to start saving up points for buying out the Guardsmiths Brigade here, which will cost me 728 points. It's half a fucking division. Which, yeah. And then you're going to have to get these 2 infantry regiments and artillery. It's all east, yeah. So it's going to be a while before we can get those guys. But they are pretty well trained and stuff like that. But these make a good unit to send elsewhere. I would like to buy that, but that's so expensive. We'll have to see. I do know there's some air units that I kind of want to switch. They're going to cost me political points to switch to, like, from 1E to 2E bombers and like that. So I would like to do that. Our R&D here is a little bit worse. We still have not past the 5 yet on our zeros, and we really need to get these guys up in the 30 as soon as possible. We did get our first Sam. We got a Jill now. We got a Grace. Some of the Judys are going into effect, and a couple Oscars are good, looking good. Tojo 2s are looking pretty decent. So I think, yeah, nothing super exciting considering we're about 11 days into this. We're not even averaging one every other day. So, but our vehicles are now up to about 180, but our pool was almost empty. That's why we're really bumping this up. Armament's still looking good, so I haven't expanded that at all. We'll see how this goes. Our naval systems were at about 470, so I will probably expand this at another 30, and then we'll probably call it at 1500. As is, we already have 3 AVs or aircraft accelerated, so actually no, we hit up to 4 with that last one. Nice, because estimating 469. Yeah, we have 528 points. So we have 4 aircraft carriers accelerated. We should get in 43. So honestly, the only other one that might be worth accelerating would be Gatsuragi. We could probably get that to late 43, but then we're into 45 and into 44. So those are not so much need to be accelerated. So obviously Masashi's on halted, so we won't get her until 43. But as soon as Yamato finishes, we'll probably turn Masashi back on. We've lost 5 ships now. Pretty much all AKs. So 1 AP from sub, 2 an AK and AKL from subs, another AKA from a sub. So like I said, this is why I sink all the damn subs. Or try to. They do more damage than any surface fleet or in action going to do to me. I've already, with even as much damage as we've done to the subs already, we've already lost 4 ships to subs. And then we lost this AK to sinking ring. It caught on fire from a 6-inch round and burnt up basically. So that's pretty much it there. We haven't lost any ground units, obviously. We're still doing okay on the aircraft front. Well, obviously, we're losing quite a few to ops losses because we're just pushing the pace very high. Again, we're going to take another turn off from Rangoon. He's got 125. We moved some more in. We're just basically next turn, we will make a strike on Rangoon. I'm going to start trying to clear those guys out because we will start having, in about 4 days, we'll have the ability to have torpedoes here so we can really start trying to interdict his shipping. Chiang Mai's at 36%, Utrecht's at 18 and 38%. So these guys need to be airfield 2 for me to be able to do long range cap or sweeps. So until these guys get there, we have everything coming out of Bangkok. Once these guys get to level 2, then we can really amp up the air war against Burma. So I need to, or want to, get up kind of a long range cruiser raiding force. I don't think I have Nachi and what here? Mayoko and Hagaro. No, I think the ones that I have for long range are all over here. Yeah. So I like to break off Tone and Chikuma because they have so much more endurance. These make, not to mention they have good long-range aircraft. These make great raiding CAs. So I like to break those guys off at some point and switch them out. So they can start doing some maybe long-range raids off of Western Australia. Or even long-range. Not so much over here because you take a chance to run into U.S. What do you call it? U.S. Aircraft carriers more likely than you do off Western Australia. So they're going to be their rate. We'll break them off and head them that way. Obviously, yep. And we're sending more forces out to take Nauru and Ocean. Yeah. So all in all, we're looking decent. We're just trying to clear up some area right now. The only thing I'm kind of not upset about, but that's kind of not went to plan really, is the Celeb C, taking Minato, and Ambon. This is kind of some Turnate. All this has been a lot slower than I want it to be. but we're ahead of schedule in Malaya. We should be able to, like I said, within a week we'll get Palembang. So by the 25th on Christmas, we should be in Palembang, and hopefully by the 1st we'll be landing in Java. And then it's probably going to take me a month to finish clearing up Malaya. So not till middle of January or that. And then we got to clean up Sumatra. Once we get Batavia and Surabaya taken care of, then we'll start making landings at Mering and the northern coast and that. And then I never take Balikpapan and Tarakan. They have pretty guns. I will land at Trandashar and Samarinda, and then I'll march overland to take those two. So, and then we'll just see how things keep going in China. We'll see how he's doing. He hasn't put any fighters up, but I'm really tempted to bomb Chongqing. But we're going to be busy for the next few turns. I can't break my bombers loose. They're just too busy bombing Chinese units. So, all right, guys. Well, I will hopefully get a replay back here in the next couple of days. I'll talk to y'all later.